So let's compare the super ratio in our gym. We have a lot of guys that wear the super ratio. We have a lot of guys that wear the Saikai, and so the debate that rages is which one is better. I'm a Saikai guy. My buddy John, who I roll with quite a bit, is a super ratio guy, which is also a great gi. Little bit cheaper, a little bit thinner, but I'll step you through kind of the differences in the two. First thing, they don't have the cowl on the back of the neck. Which is a pretty big thing. You got the same venting and stitching on them. You do not have the same tape on the seam, so that leads to a little bit less stability. I believe this tape is a little bit thicker, thicker by feel, but you've got the same stitching patterns on them, so you've got about 4 good stitches in there, which are probably not going to give unless you're really pulling. You've got the tape up this way, the marked tape. You've got the same kind of two-piece jacket construction, or the seam that's right up here. You've got a large piece of tape that holds them together. Same here. As far as lapel width, if I hold them together, the Saikai is going to have a much thicker lapel, and I'm sure you can probably see a little bit of it, but when you hold them in your hands, it's much stiffer. The super ratio is supposed to be a little bit of a lighter gi, so probably a lot of that weight comes from the difference in the lapels. It's also a little less thick. I don't know if I can get a good, if I put them up side by side, but the Saikai's is a little bit wider, I believe. Same rows of stitching though. As far as patches, super ratio, there is nothing that says super ratio on the shoulders or down the side. You do got the Fuji logo on the shoulder, which you just got a Fuji emblem there. Here it says Fuji on the Saikai. On the super ratio, doesn't say Fuji anywhere in those areas. You do have this embroidered super ratio down at the bottom where there's nothing over here. Flip it over. On the back of the neck, you've got a super ratio logo, which is nice. You've got your vents, your double stitched, triple stitched vents. Same kind of deal. You got your tape. On the back of this guy, you've got the Saikai logo, which is nice. You've got the same kind of stitching back in here. You got the same kind of vents here. The big difference between the super ratio and the Saikai and the jackets is that you are getting a little bit thicker gi, a little bit more hard to manipulate gi, but that is about it as far as the difference in the jackets. For competition, I would probably rather use the Saikai because I would want the thicker collar that's harder to manipulate, but the super ratio has held up pretty well for John. I think he said this is 3 or 4 years old. He's got 2 gis. He rolls probably 3 times a week, so this gets washed once or twice a week, so it's got pretty good wear and tear on it. It's not throwing any stitches. I haven't seen any stitches out on it, so.